East is 1.2 million square feet of real estate, which we heavily curate to make sure it's focused on the technology and creative industries, and for organizations which really believe in open innovation and collaboration. And for us, the only way you can achieve success from that is having a real operational asset. So we've got a large team, over 107 people working within the Here East team. And that allows us to focus very much on our customers, to make sure that they get what they need when they need it, often preempt what they need when they need it, allow them to focus on what their product is, what their services they're delivering, and allow us to solve their real estate needs for them. And that equates to also sitting across into our sister organization. We started Plexel, our own innovation center, 40, 50 plus people in there, but over 200 businesses, 800 members. And again, working with them to allow them to grow, whether they're moving from fixed desk into managed office, into putting on their own events or working with investors. We have a complete end-to-end process to ensure that any business coming to that, whether you are Ford Global or whether you are two people with a startup and an idea writing a business plan, get the same level of service.
Mm-hmm. Do you think things have changed though over the last 2 to 3 years in terms of the asset classes that are coming to you? The investor interest that's presenting itself.
I think the step change we've seen over the last 3, 4, 5 years has been a real focus on ESG. As I spoke about in the sessions, the E is relatively prescribed. We know what we have to do, whether it's a demand because we believe in net zero. We want to make sure that our impact on the climate is absolutely minimized, or it's regulated by the government that we have to hit certain targets. What is more difficult to define and more difficult to deliver is the S, is the social aspect to all of that, about our socio-economic footprint. What do we deliver into the wider local community, into the nation and internationally? How does this play itself out? And the investors are moving on from environmental as a given. They're looking at where is their money being invested and what impact are they having in the place at which that asset is based, which throughout the UK, the planning system democratically gives us permission to operate in that space. So what are we giving back? And I think that's what we're starting to see. Sophisticated investors are now choosing to place their money where they can deliver social impact. We've got green loans coming out of the banks. We need social loans coming out of the banks. Why are they separate? Why don't we have green and social loans for the best in class, for people like us who are actually delivering both? And I think that is where we're starting to see real interest, particularly on that social side. I think ESG is a very hot topic at the moment, and I'm not sure people fully understand it. The amount of times that we speak to people coming to see us, not so much on the investors front, but on those who are leasing the space on our behalf or bringing new customers to us to introduce them to Here East. And they look at ESG and say it's environmental and sustainability and governance. And they go, you've missed the point completely, because the sustainability and environment are exactly the same in my book. So I think it needs to be spoken about a lot more for it to really land fully. Those who are doing it very well. You can't play at this. It has to be delivered well. But the environmental stuff is really quite prescribed. There are loads and loads of businesses there to help you. As I keep on coming back to the point about delivering true impact and using the real power of real estate to make change in society, it's the social bit. And that comes out of the setting of a vision and a culture, so that those people who work for you buy into that mission that you're on, and that those customers who come to you see the tangible benefits of that. Talent pipeline delivery, recruit local first, use local supply chains where possible. And you know what? When we had the pandemic, they were the organizations that thrived because they weren't reliant on huge, great big supply chains, and their staff were able to walk to work, cycle to work when they were needed to, as opposed to relying on public transport, which is widely shut down. So I think we can actually demonstrate the value for really focusing on socioeconomic, not at the expense of everything else, but making sure it's front and center that all we do.